Hello there, my neighbors, and welcome to our review of the new Payback origin from the First Contact DLC for Stellaris. This origin is extremely good for those wishing to live their own Independence Day scenario and taking the fight to the MSI invaders. The Payback origin is a challenging origin. You'll start with 10 fewer pops than normal. You begin with several important technologies yet to be researched. This includes corvettes, so you can't really make an early fleet. You'll eventually need to because MSI will eventually come back to reclaim their debt in every 10 years henceforth. A special archaeological site in your system, the destroyed battleship, will need to be completed as soon as possible. Upon completion, you'll get to choose between a flagship or a habitat. I personally went with the habitat for a heavy amount of research. You will also have debris features you'll need to clear on your homeworld to give you more districts and give you a hefty amount of unity. This origin will guarantee a number of PreFTL throughout the galaxy regardless of game settings. A random PreFTL civilization will be uplifted with the Broken Shackles origins. You and they can choose to group up against MSI or go their separate ways. An advanced empire with the Ladder to the Sky origin is spawned somewhere in the galaxy. You will also get plus 15% damage to militarily superior empires. This is an exciting story-based playthrough, and I recommend everyone try it at least once. Seeing how we are at a deficit for research, I built my empire to be hyper-focused on research and advancing our species technologically. Seeing how laughably unprepared we were on the galactic scale caused us to devote everything to boosting our knowledge. With the help of the archaeological dig site of the destroyed MSI battleship, this will further boost us in research. The Sovereign Hasukaran Confederation is an oligarchic executive committee with meritocracy to boost all specialist output by 10%. Masterful Crafter gives us more consumer goods and trade goods from artificers and gives us a building slot for every 3 industrial districts. This will help us focus on producing alloys and consumer goods as our main economy to ensure we can always build ships. Egalitarian will give us another 5% specialist resource output, and Fanatic Materialist will give us plus 10% research speed and reduce our robot upkeep. We'll be focusing on a cybernetic ascension path. Our species is intelligent for plus 10% research from jobs, another plus 50% for engineer research using natural engineers. We also take rapid breeders to quickly offset us being at a reduced pop total in the early game. Most of the early game you're alone and afraid since you're left with so little, but you can very quickly turn the tide after restoring the habitat and all the unity and research bonuses you get. I was lucky to have 2 habitable worlds nearby and a relic world with a rubricator nearby. I settled that relic world and waited to get the rubricator toward the late game. The First League was also my precursor empire, which was extremely lucky for me, and I was poised for a tall empire build. I rushed through the First League artifacts to get that sweet relic world as soon as possible. My neighbor was also a xenophobe, so war with him was constantly on and off. I also had to constantly fight back the MSI fleet invading my homeworld every 10 years, but eventually the fleet becomes trivial as long as you have a strong starbase. By the early mid-game, I had already researched cruisers with level 4 armor, level 3 shields, and regenerative armor. I was very quickly becoming the technological and military superior of my neighbors, and would begin slowly vassalizing those who were already vassalized by MSI. All the way through the mid-late game, it was a race to vassalize who we could, while MSI and I stared down each other seeing who was going to pull the first move. MSI was so massive and had vassalized all of the empires that I could not get to. Our power strengths were equal, but they had more vassals. The Great Khan arrived and was quickly vanquished by us both. I was hoping the Khan would disrupt his empire, but to no luck. I was going to have to take MSI head on and stop focusing on empire consolidation. It wasn't until 2386 that I finally felt confident in my ability to take on MSI. We were the 2 superpowers of the game, and it was my vassals against theirs. So began the first intergalactic war. I was tempted to flat out end their existence, but deemed it to be more humorous, and they are vassalized by the once pre-FTL species they once subjugated. You can see for yourself how well the war went.
Spaceport lost. Fleet lost. Spaceport under attack. Commencing planetary invasion.
We fought bravely, decimating MSI and its subjects after a 36-year-long war, and we lost many fleets as well. We had achieved victory and subjugated MSI and its vassals. The entire galaxy had belonged to us, whether by subjugation or federation. But the question remains, did we truly beat MSI, or did we just take their place and lose ourselves? Overall, the Payback origin is a fun and unique origin to play through, and everyone is bound to have a blast playing it. I do, however, worry about replayability of this origin, as MSI will always be the bad guy. I wish it could be a little more random to add some flavor to this origin. I'm afraid it won't last past its honeymoon phase, unless there's some changes, but maybe it will. It's still fun and challenging as well. If you're new to Stellaris, I highly recommend playing this on no higher than Ensign difficulty. I'll be doing overviews of all the other new origins as well. Did you like the video? Did you not like the video? Make sure to let your voice be heard down in the comment section. Please subscribe so we can get ever closer to our 1,000 subscriber mark, so we can be partnered with YouTube. Being in the military and being a father makes content creation very difficult to do because of time management. I'm grateful for y'all staying to the end, and as always, come be my neighbor.
Will they come back?
They're still out there. But the next time we meet them, we will be prepared.